So we've been asked a few questions about specific topics, and one of those topics was the Wells Fargo employer benefit lawsuit. The question was, what are the implications of a major corporation being sued over the mishandling of their employee membership's policies? And the answer is pretty simple. Employers who are self-funding their benefit through their insurance fund is subject to the ERISA laws, and the ERISA laws are there to protect the employees. And therefore, they're the fiduciary that oversee the money coming out of that account. So their responsibility is to make sure they're getting the best prices and passing those prices through to their employees. Don't most employers use a third-party subsidiary to manage their pharmaceutical management plans? And if they are self-funding, the answer of that is yes. About 165 million US lives are self-funded, and they're using a third party to administer their benefits. And that could be a health plan who's acting as the administrator, or it could be a third party administrator and or a PBM. Why is the PBM not held accountable for selling or managing these types of plans? What people have to understand is the PBM is simply a processor of the claims, and they promise rebates because of the purchasing power that they have. So as long as the PBM does what they're contracted to do, they're really not held accountable for overspending. And this has been a problem in the market, especially with the recent Johnson & Johnson lawsuit, and now you're seeing it with Wells Fargo. It has come to light that these PBMs lack transparency and do not pass through all of the cost savings, which are putting these employers at risks. So why are the employers the only ones being held accountable? That's because they are the fiduciary and ultimately the responsible party. And the only implication that the PBM will have in this case is they could possibly lose their contract, but there is no legal obligation for them in this case. Next question is, how do these inflated prescription drug costs impact the healthcare choices, and what measures can be taken to protect employees from similar situations in the future? First of all, the PBM as a high rebate for coverage is extortion. It's forcing the manufacturer to triple the introductory price of drugs just to be able to kick back a rebate that the PBM is willing to take. And as I mentioned before, it really lessens the money in the healthcare funds overall by not having standards to pay appropriate prices for prescription drugs through the pension fund. You are draining the future dollars meant to be there for healthcare spending. So in light of this case, what changes could be made to the industry standard? Well, in my opinion, it's a simple solution to a complex problem. Working with companies that provide cash discounts and integrate members' insurance is paramount. This allows the patient to have a full picture of the cash options available to them and the insurance options available to them. And this is why we founded Peak Prescription Marketplace, to really empower employers and employees and really have more accurate pricing and coverage information when they're choosing a prescription drug. It's a searchable platform, so it allows the patient to have a comparison of cash discounts to their insurance. And we also think that the manufacturers will be happy to jump on board with Peak, really to provide access to their medication and give another channel for patients to get access at better prices. We believe patients should know that they will decide this ultimately with their doctor, which prescription they need, but they'll know before they go. And that's the most important thing for us.